you doing? This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger. I appreciate every single one of you. So today, Gems, on this Saturday, it's a rainy Saturday. It's been raining off and on all day. It's been kind of a chill day. I thought I'd come on and do another audio talk with a topic, and this topic I want to talk about is stop telling your business. Um, we all got private, personal business. We all do. We all got private, personal business, but at the same time, who deserves to know our business? That's how we have to start thinking about things that people don't deserve to know. And especially the ones who think they're entitled to, like your relatives. That's the biggest category of individuals who feel entitled to know your business. They're not supportive. They're not there for you. They don't care how you feel and what you're going through, and they're not good listeners at all. So, we have to stop. Just stop talking about what is personal and private to us, even when people ask. And that is me coming and big sistering you, being a cousin, being a friend, being a mentor, and a coach. We have to stop thinking that people care about us, even when they're related to us, even when they are claiming to be a friend to us. Just because people ask how we're doing or they ask personal details about us, it does not mean that they care. So that's definitely a hard pill to swallow when we come to the realization that people are just in our lives just for purposes of drama and being nosy, spreading your business, but not there to be supportive and encouraging of you and what do you want and what do you need in your life. So when I finally found out that there is definitely a difference between someone who claims to care about me and the ones that actually do show up for me, that's a big deal. If people aren't showing up for you, supportive and encouraging, why are you telling them your business? And I don't just mean because they're your relatives, because of some title, that they're actually there for you. We have to stop telling our business because they're not going to be supportive of it anyways. All they're going to do is say hurtful things, say mean things, and discourage us, make fun of us at our cost. We're the one that's going to get our business spread, and they'll be smiling in your face. That's one thing that I will never get. I will never understand how people can be smiling in your face and they hate you. They're smiling in your face and they know that they don't like you. They smile in your face just to get the tea in your life, right? So I've endured that the majority of my life. It's if somebody isn't willing to be there to help you with things that's going on, don't tell them nothing. And nobody is entitled to know nothing. They're absolutely not entitled to know, but we are the ones that have to believe that. Especially the ones that ask, "What's going on? How are you doing?" And that's not even on a regular basis. It's they're only asking because they want to know your business. And especially when you don't tell them, now you really find out who they are. Then they go and start talking about you behind your back. You have to be very careful about who you trust enough to tell your personal and your private affairs to. Everybody can't be trusted. Everybody doesn't have good intentions, and I'm saying this out of being backstabbed and being hurt and being the brunt of jokes. There's nothing that hurts as much as somebody that you thought you could trust, and they know your personal business, and now they're using it as ammunition, as fuel against you. And that hurts. I don't know how many of you have been attacked in that way, judged in that way, used in that way, but I know that it happens every single day. So, one thing about it is we just have to stop. I had to learn to stop trusting everybody because everybody can't be trusted. I had to learn to keep things to myself and mind my own business, especially the personal and the private things that you have going on, especially not sharing your relationship issues. You got to keep that stuff to yourself. You got to keep things that's going on with your children, or things that's going on with on your job, or things like that. Things that people could use against you, especially when it comes to not sharing your business endeavors, things that you're working on, things that you're growing into, especially healing your heart, healing your past, things that people have done to bring you pain. You have to be very careful about what you share in that, because some people will pretend to listen to you like they care about you. Oh yeah, you're going to be fine, you're doing great, but in the meanwhile they're laughing at you behind your back. So I think the best thing is for us to learn to walk walk in silence and mind our own business. And I mean silence. You have to go pin drop silent and stop telling your personal affairs to people. And who cares what they have to say about you, you know? Because when I went pin drop silence, I mean telling nobody nothing, and started to work on me, how I was feeling, what I was going through, because we have to learn to get ourselves together instead of trying to get people to be supportive of where we are. I found the most benefit and the most peace in learning to mind my own personal business. What do I have going on, and what do I personally need? And giving myself the permission to do that unapologetically. If I'm going through something, if my mental health is affected, most of the time when my mental health is in the toilet, it's because of some things that I was not doing for myself. I was not setting boundaries. I was not paying attention to red flags, all of those things. Hey Laura, how are you doing? Happy Saturday. So that's a real thing, everybody, is we have to start paying attention to the red flags. And it's terrible that people that we trust can't be trusted. And we see it, but we really have to believe it. When people show you who they are, you have to believe it, because if you don't, you're always going to be miserable, and it's definitely going to affect your mental health. Our mental health gets disrupted because we are not listening when people reveal who they are. When that mask drops off and they show who they they show that they can't be trusted. They show that they are news reporters. They'll report your business, and they show that they're not there for you. It's terrible, the things that people will say behind your back, and it's like they don't understand that you'll hear it back. And then they have the nerve to ask other people, why doesn't so and so deal with me anymore? Why won't they talk to me? Why have they blocked me? People really need to think about how they treat other people. And they think when you've put up with their garbage, their mistreatment, their disrespect, their manipulation, their ghosting, their drama, that you're going to always take it. And we're not. We're not going to always take it. But one day you just get sick and tired of it, and you just got to say enough is enough, and you cut them off, and you got to start thinking about yourself, what you're going through, how you feel, and don't think so much about what other people think. And I did that so much from my childhood up until recently. I did that. I allowed people to get to me. I allowed people to use me and disrespect me. And that's not it anymore, you know? And a lot of that happens because we just don't zip our mouth. And we have to. You know, just not that we keep everything that we're going through to ourselves. We have to have select people. There's only a select few that have a track record. And notice I say a track record because people do have to have a track record of consistency, a track record of supporting you, and most people don't. If you really pay attention to people's track record, it's usually you that has the track record of support and kindness and being there for them. That is not vice versa. It's not reciprocated, and we're just not doing that over here. Um, are we gems? We're taking care of ourselves and we're minding our own personal business. We're walking in silence and minding our business. So stop telling people your business. Laura says, now because you understand people cannot be the same all the time, you got to learn uh, to be strong with your mental health and be better with who you are. That's the reason I don't say much to nobody, because now I'm understanding it's not going to, um, yeah, you are who you are and you have to be happy. And you have to allow yourself to be happy. You can't be happy on other people's terms. And that's what I definitely was doing. I was always there for other people and never learning that I need to be there for myself. I need to apply some compassion. I need to think about my own personal business. I need to think about my finances and not just giving my money away to other people, but keeping my money because I work hard for it, and not letting people control my pocketbook. Don't let people control your pocketbook and tell you how to spend your money, what to spend your money on, and how come you're doing this and that with your money. Listen, we each have to know our own personal situation and don't let other people control it. You literally have to block people out of your life and get crystal clear about your personal business and what you want to do, and stop waiting for their permission. Stop waiting for their permission to live your life. Don't wait for their permission. You don't need their permission. Just do your own thing, right? Do your own thing. And then that's it. Do your own personal thing. So that's what it is every single day. Doing your own thing and repeating. And I found that once, since I have been doing my own thing, not checking in, not telling anybody nothing, but just doing what is good for me, what's good for my mental health, doing the things that I know that I can afford, and that's it. And repeat. And doing, since I've been doing that, cutting off those toxic people, cutting off the people who are just the users, the ones that are only there for you when they benefit. When you cut those individuals off and you're minding your own business and not telling people your business, not waiting for other people's permission for you to live, I've been so much happier. I have been so much happier. I've been smiling more. My mental health is better. I have more joy. My financial situation is better because I am taking care of me first. I'm putting on my oxygen mask and making sure I'm breathing. If you need sleep, get your sleep. Stop running yourself into the ground, supporting and loving people and doing so much things for them that they wouldn't be willing to even lift a finger for you. That is something that each and every one of us has to learn, to stop doing things for people that they would not do for us. And all the excuses in the world can't fix it. And they always want to say they're sorry. Sorry I couldn't be there. Sorry I didn't pick up your phone call. Sorry I didn't do this. Sorry. They're always sorry about what they can't do for you. They're always sorry. And we have to stop letting people with their sorry and their excuses be the reason why we keep waiting and keeping them in their life and waiting for them to change. One of the most hurtful things in life is when you tell somebody something personal and private and you hear it back. I don't think there's nothing that hurts like that, because you trusted somebody with personal and private information. But for me, it was a lesson. My dad always told me from I was a little girl to not share anything that you don't want repeated. So if it's something very personal and private, then you don't share it. I definitely have learned a lesson recently to not be so open and trusting with people, not telling personal and private things that you don't want other people to know, then you just don't share it. We have to stop telling our business to other people. And especially, we have to be very careful on social media, because jobs, things get back to people. You got to be careful about what you share on social media, because it can affect you down in the long run. It can affect, your job. It can affect your future relationship. You got to be careful about what you share. So that's why on social media, I share encouraging things. I share things that is a teaching lesson, life lessons, to encourage others to do the same. You have to think about yourself. You got to think about your personal business, and that is nobody else's business. So keep it to yourself. It's nobody's business, and you don't have to tell nobody nothing. And that's something that I had to learn when it came to my relatives, especially they are the nosiest of all people on earth, want to know everything about you, but at the same time, they know that they don't care. They know that they're not going to support or help you. So best thing you can ever do is, when people are that way, just leave them alone. Yep. Don't tell anybody about it. You just do it. And you got to walk to the beat of your own drum and mind your own personal business. And that's all it is at the end of the day. Walking to the beat of your own drum and making sure you're making you happy. You. Make sure you're making yourself happy and not other people. It's our life, everybody. Every day is a gift that we get, another 24 hours. So use your days and make your days count. Make your days peaceful and prosperous, minding your business, loving yourself and loving your life. And nobody can make you live your life. Nobody can make you happy. Nobody can bring you joy and peace. That's a personal and private thing, you know? Laura says, I've been there and done that, but I know some of my people I know I used to run with, but I keep it to myself because it's not my concern. It's not my problem anymore. Yep. I had to learn after I got backstabbed. And I can't even say it's one time. Multiple times I've been backstabbed. Multiple times people have broken trust. Multiple times people will spread personal things and say mean things about you. I've heard people say things like, when you're doing something, especially you're working on a project, you're doing something for your health, Like, say for instance, talking about how you're trying to lose some weight, or you're starting your business, you're doing something, and people will say things, oh, if she thinks she's going to do this, that's not going to work out. Or she'll never lose the weight. Like, look, she gained all that weight and she's so fat. People will say things that's so mean and hurtful. And I would never open up my mouth and say things so hurtful about anybody. I always have been, not always. I am the sort of person now that if I don't have something and it's not something positive, I don't want to share it. I don't want to talk about negative things, because there's enough negative things in everybody's life that if we aren't careful, we'll allow our mind to be consumed with all the negatives, but we have to focus on positive things. And that is why I am the way that I am today. When we're around a lot of people who are negative and they have a lot of drama and they're non-supportive and they're always complaining about their lives, always complaining about what is not happening and what's not working. For me, I can't have myself connected with people who don't love themselves already. I can't connect myself with people who don't know how to do some things for themselves. You don't need anybody's permission to be great. You don't need anybody's permission to be positive. That is something that each of us as an adult has to choose, to be happy, at peace, and loving themselves. It's nobody else's responsibility. If you don't feel happy, if you don't have peace, you need to be working on yourself and asking yourself, why am I unhappy? And work on fixing that. Work on healing that so you can be your best self. So I know for myself, when I healed my inner child, when I healed sitting around waiting and expecting for the support and the love and the encouragement from people, and when it has not happened and it will never happen, because people can only be who they want to be. And some people want to be miserable, angry, nasty, um, and dramatic and negative and hurtful, and a person that likes to backstab. That's just who some people are. But just because people want to be that way, it doesn't mean we have to continue to be around them. Those are the people that we have to cut off. Just cut them off. And don't apologize and don't look back. You can't elevate and grow and be happy and positive around negative people and around negative situations. Right, Lara? Amen. We're the ones that have to change our lives. We're the ones that have to make ourselves happy. You have to make yourself happy. You have to make yourself have peace. You have to have joy. And that's one of the things that I had to learn, that I needed to walk in silence and mind my own personal business and stop looking to the left or the right and what other people think and what their opinions are, and focus on me and taking care of myself. How do I treat myself? How am I showing up for me? What am I doing with my life to make my life as beneficial and as empowering as possible? What am I doing? See, it's a me thing, and it's a you thing as well. If our lives aren't what we want it to be, the question that we need to ask ourselves is, why not? Why am I not making my life amazing? Why am I not doing the things that I need to do? If you're waiting for people to support you, you will be unhappy for the rest of your life. A relationship, friends, relative, whoever, they are not going to make you happy. You have to make your own self happy. You have to love yourself and do the things necessary to make yourself happy. So that is it's difficult, it's hard when you've been doing something for such a long period of time, for you to give yourself a new narrative, a new focus in life, to not look and not watch and not have the expectations, but think about yourself and start pouring into yourself. Self-love is so important. I can never say that enough. It's so important to love yourself. But if you're not careful, you'll focus so much on other people's opinions and judgments and what people have done and who doesn't support me and all of those things. And that will drain you and give you a negative experience in your life. When if you just cut those people off and dismiss them, you can be much happier and you can be much more positive. So that is definitely a life lesson that I think everybody has to learn, to walk in your lane and mind your personal business, not expecting for people who have never shown up for you, never supported you, never encouraged you. If people have always shown up in a negative way, brought pain into your life, never supported you, don't give you encouragement, if they've always been a taker, why are you trusting those people and telling those people your business and expecting to get empowerment, support, and love when they have never given that to you? We have to learn to trust people for who they are, not who we want them to be. And that was a really hard lesson for me to learn, that people aren't what I want them to be. They're who they show up as. And then you got to move accordingly. You got to move on with your life and make yourself happy. Do all of the things that you need to do. Get focused on your business, focus on your peace, your happiness, your healing, and your joy. And I can tell you guys that I feel so good since I've been thinking about my mental health and pouring into myself and taking time to actually support the people who actually I know for sure that support me, not the ones that just support me when they want to know my business, or the ones that only, every once in a while, like every 3 months or once or twice a year, give you the text like, "Oh, how are you doing? What's up? I was just thinking about you." No, those are the individuals that you have to block them right away. And I don't care who they are. It could be your sister, it could be a sibling, it could be even a person you're in a relationship with. Okay? If people don't act right, then you got to get rid of them. You can never be happy. You can never have peace and live the life that you deserve if you have toxicity around you. Some people are toxic, and yes, some people are mentally ill, and that's the truth. Some people are just mentally ill. They're just not okay. And those are the ones that you just have to leave them alone and focus on yourself. Focus on your peace and leave people alone, because we can't make people grow up. We can't make people love us. We can't make people support us. We can't make people be who we want them to be. They're just who they are, and you got to believe that. You got to trust it and then say, okay, now it's time for me. What do I want to do? And then put your own oxygen mask on and let yourself breathe. Let yourself be happy. And we don't need other people's permission to do those things, to do great things, to have joy in our lives. You don't have to have people around you to go and take yourself somewhere and do something. You can do those things by yourself. You don't need to have friends or a relationship or this person or that person. You can do it on your own. There's nothing like doing things for yourself, doing things by yourself, having joy, and taking care of yourself. Make sure you're looking good. Make sure you're taking care of your health. Make sure you're taking care of your peace. Make sure that you love yourself. That's something that's so important every single day. Hi, Angela. How are you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for your support. It's so important for all of us to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. That's so highly important. Self-care is self-love. And I know for myself, I stopped taking care of myself for a long time, supporting other people. You'll be so busy taking care of siblings or parents or friends or your spouse, and you forget about yourself. You put yourself last, and even sometimes you don't even get to put yourself last. You neglect yourself for so long, so many years, that you start to feel guilty because you think about yourself. You feel guilty because you spend money on yourself, and that should never happen. Angela says, I'm good. And yourself? Happy Thursday. I'm doing great, Angela. Thank you. That's something that I most definitely had to learn. I had to learn how to love myself, and I most definitely had to learn to take care of me. And we'll be so busy waiting for people to support us that we forget to support ourselves. You know, you do have to have those days where you let yourself sleep in, and you let yourself, have a vacation, and you buy yourself what you need to. Take care of you. You get one you. And if you're not doing okay, then you need to find out why. Journal it out. Go and take a walk, get some exercise, but you really need to think. You need to peel back the layers of what's going on inside of you as to why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And most of the time, why we're feeling the way we're feeling is because we've neglected ourselves. I'm woman enough to say that and admit it. A lot of times we neglect ourselves and don't treat ourselves as the queen or the king that we are, right? We stop doing good things for ourselves. So let's not feel guilty because we set boundaries. Let's not feel guilty because we love ourselves. We're not going to feel guilty because we have standards. And we're not going to let people run over us and use us and abuse us and be disrespectful. And that's not going to happen. Don't allow people's bad behavior to be acceptable. Don't, because it's not. I'm not going to let people with their bad behavior to make it seem like it's acceptable. And people will do that. When you have standards and you enforce them, don't change from that. And people will want to ask you, oh, why do you say no? Or why do you do this? And why are you doing this for yourself? Can't you do that later? Don't even answer them. I found that no response is the best response when it comes to people who are toxic. You don't have to explain why you take care of yourself. The only person that needs to know why you're doing what you're doing is you. That's between you and your creator. Nobody else needs to know that, because everybody is going through something. Everybody has their own problems. Everybody has their own situations and things that they're dealing with. But at the end of the day, that's what's important. Taking care of yourself, loving yourself, and minding your own personal business. Okay, everybody, that's it for now. It's about to storm. It's been raining off and on all day, and it just started raining. My lights are flickering, so I don't know how long my Wi-Fi is going to be on, so I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday and rest of your weekend. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, pouring into yourself, because all of you are gems. You know, I say that all the time on Life with Marlene. You're a gem. I treasure each one of you, but you also have to treasure yourself. You got to take care of you, pour into yourself, and stop telling people your business. I'm Life with Marlene, your motivational speaker, life coach, positive mindset shifter, all of those things. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care of yourself and mind your own personal business. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Lara. And anybody who watches in the replay, please leave me a comment below. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I will tap in on the next one. Bye-bye, guys.